Oh my goodness!
I was actually never real to begin with.
And the cliche monsters like the spooky clown or the white girl with long black hair. The horrible layouts of the maps, or just the downright poorly designed AI. Whatever your reason is, I think it's safe to say that if you are over the age of 9, you won't get scared by 90% of the mobile horror games out there. Or unless you're a YouTuber that tends to fake his reactions when he sees the spooky monster.
Time to go. Oh my goodness!
Playing is the Virus X. And let's be honest, you know it's a good game when it has 22 reviews. It appears that there is actually some constant updates fixing and tweaking the game, and according to the description, it is the best horror game in the world. Let's see if that statement is true, and play- Oh noes, guys. There's an age barrier. 17 plus? Oh god, guys, this game is rated M for mature, guys. Well, I have to see what's in the game if it's truly that gory and inappropriate. Guys, if you are under 17, do not watch this game. Guys, this...
Rated M for mature.
Yeah, hear me out if I'm biased in this one, but I don't think this is exactly the best horror game out there. The gameplay feels really weird, and the monster looks even weirder. Oh, for God's sake. But hey, how is the gameplay like? Well, let's hop into a game and see what we can do. And, oh my god, look at these HD gaming graphics. The monster in this game is this... He chases you around. In my professional, funny far opinion, I feel like this game is a joke or a parody of some kind. Please hear me out. If you manage to open the super secret wall here, you can reveal Santa Claus beating a punching bag with a dead deer inside. Santa himself has a literal bomb strapped around him, and if you release him, he blows up Mr. Chapman over here. There's also some other strange characters here as well, like this doctor explaining how he really needs to poop, and this girl that runs like that. Oh, and I guess this 17 plus thing was actually accurate, because some dead corpses just need to have some clothes on. Please, put this on. Thank you. Now this game is rated E for everyone. I can't imagine when the team, if there's even a team at all, went into the office room and showed this to their boss, and the boss went, "Yup, that's a good horror game right there. This is gonna appeal this one when I say that this is the worst game that I think will be included in this video. Here's why. For one, remember how the Virus X has 22 reviews? This one has 3. So you know it's gonna be a real, high quality, and very spooky video game. Is it spooky? No, it really isn't. The game is extremely wide open, and the monster has no horror to her at all. There are 4 levels in the game. First you need to find a torch, but where is the torch? This place is so vast that it would take ages for me to find the said torch, and the layout of the map is just really bad. When you spawn in, the monster is actually right next door, so I almost found her immediately. But she seems to be blind because if I'm far away enough, she can't see me from the back or the front. If she does, she moves painstakingly slow and has a really janky animation when running at you. Not to mention, I can go to the edge of the world and fall off it. I don't really like to judge a game by its graphics because that's not really what you should do, but I mean, like, what is this? This looks genuinely awful. And it doesn't help that all these rooms are just completely featureless, so there's no landmarks or anything that you can use to navigate. Unless if you include this radar, which actually shows the monsters, but that actually ruins the horror it had because now you know where she is all the time. If I'm gonna be honest right now, this is probably the most terrible horror game ever. I can't think of anything worse than this. Virus X had a little bit of complexity to it, even if it was bad, but this is just straight up, just bad. There's nothing more to be said. I don't even want to complete the game. I eventually found the torch after like 5 minutes of looking, but honestly, I don't even want to play this game anymore. There's most likely just nothing to it. With graphics this genuinely awful and the AI being completely brain dead, there's simply just no reason. The same person that made Virus X, and the description reads, "The best horror game on mobile." However, I do have hope, for this game has a lot of good reviews with 1.9k ratings, all of which sums up to a 4.4. Who knows, maybe it is the best horror mobile... Yeah, no. The game takes place in the spooky house with the spooky Pennywise man. You are Bill, and you return 27 years later to shoot him in the face with a gun.
I didn't sign up for this shit!
It's a lot like Virus X, where you have to collect items that eventually get you out of here, and oh my god, look at that Barbie doll model. These items can be acquired via looking around in drawers, on tables, or even people. Yeah, there's a lot of people that you have to save in this game, like this cop for instance, and this old guy that gives you passcode. The game is getting some constant updates, but that doesn't matter to me since I'm always getting an ad like every 2 seconds.
What the hell are you doing,
The
Francis?
next game we're going to be playing up on the list is Toby the Killer Clown, which features difficult puzzles, tense atmosphere, and of course, Toby. Toby is a very interesting choice of design. See, most games will make the clown spooky or unhuman in some sort of way. This guy just looks like a normal person that put paint all over him. But don't be deceived, because Toby the Killer Clown is famous for his violence, as you can see here. You need to stay safe and find ways of getting rid of him. And you can tell he's dangerous, because he goes to our friends and kills them, while a hard beat plays in the background. I feel like it's an appropriate time to just say how janky the game is. Simple mechanics like opening a door is very weird and fiddly because not only do they open the opposite way of where you want them to go, but the doors also have collisions, so you will be pushed away by it if you're in the wrong place. Toby walks at you really slowly. I will stun you. Oh. Oh, okay, yeah. And combined with his really goofy appearance and walking animation, this guy is not really a threat in any way. But that's simply because it's level 1. In level 2, you spawn pretty much right next to him, and because he moves slightly faster, it was kind of a pain to get by because I needed to go in there.
Now before we start trolling odors in today's—
And just to kick me on the ground even more, every time I die, I get a 30-second unskippable ad. Every time you do anything bad or good, it is just ad after ad after ad. I've tried everything. I've turned off the Wi-Fi, but Toby really just wants to see me watch a Roblox YouTuber that I don't care about. Also, remember how I said that the doors have collisions on you? Toby doesn't. Bro. Dang, bro, he really clipped through the door, though. You're so Gucci, oh my god. Toby gets even more janky as time goes on. In level 3, Toby walks as if he had 900 ping. Look, Toby, you're not scary, alright? Walking like that doesn't make you look scary in any way. Come to think about it, I can see why this game has no ratings at all. No one has seen this game. Well, time to give it its first review. So that's it for Toby the Killer Clown. There's not really a lot of things to back this up. From its graphics to the really janky animations, there's not— Or, you know, just watch this guy saying why it's not scary at all.
Does he see me? He's been outsmarted.
If developers know what they're doing when they are handling with a very scary game, then it can have an incredibly positive impact for the horror genre. And as long as you're not this guy, the games made by people who know what they're doing will hopefully provide a very spooky and nightmaric experience for all people to enjoy. But then there's Piggy. Why? Of course, if a Roblox game is gonna have a horror game about characters from a show which includes a series of maps, it's gonna have a story. And Piggy's story is— it's okay. Piggy's story has never really been the selling point of the game. It's alright, but I would be lying if I said it did not have cut corners. Like, for example, how do the characters speak English very well and are like 7 feet tall despite being toddlers? How is this Peppa Pig's house when in the show it looks like this? You know, stuff like that. But despite that, the story is become the spooky monster, and these military guys that have also become spooky monsters. Like I said, the story is inspired by Teletubbies 3 campaign, and if you think about it, it's pretty much the exact same. It starts with characters characters that are living normal, happy lives to only become infected with some substance. So the main protagonist has to go and investigate the source of the infection. During our journey, we meet other characters along the way, some of them unfortunately dying mid-game right in front of you. You get to these facilities that should have people alive and will help you, only to be dead, and some of them even being zombies. And in the end, there's a quote-unquote final boss that you have to defeat. That's pretty much the story of Piggy and Teletubbies 3. However, Piggy has continued with a book 2, which isn't complete yet. I know I skimmed over a lot of stuff in the story, but like I said, it's a lot like the Teletubbies 3 campaign, so you can think of it as just that, but with Peppa Pig characters. I think the developers of Piggy have a slight disconnect with the actual show. In the show, they are toddlers that constantly whine and are British.
Wow! Molly's digging a long tunnel!
But in the game, they are taller than the frickin' player, and they talk in a very mature tone. Perhaps this game is taking place in the future? Pony in the show is annoying and generally a huge nerd, but now he has a beanie and looks like a guy that sells drugs down on the street. Many of the characters actually have weapons in the game, like Zizzy with a sword, and Rebecca with a carrot crossbow. You'd think they help you take down the monster, but for some reason, you have to find food in these places, only to feed them and then stun the monster. Can't they just, help me? Why do I have to feed you for you to be useful? Screw you, Zizzy. But yeah, that's pretty much about it for the story. About Piggy and how it was generally an unscary horror game. The video in question received really well and recently hit 1K views, which I'm very happy about. However, it did receive a lot of criticism and people correcting mistakes I made in the video. So with my 8 brains seeing the success of the previous Piggy video and wanting to make a sequel on it, how would I make it in such a way where I wouldn't trigger anyone? Easy. See, although you don't have to agree with my Piggy video, and maybe perhaps you like the game, something that you should almost 100% agree with me about is that Piggy has a lot of clones, and they are almost always really, really bad. Much like every video game that blows up ever, the games would receive a lot of terrible clones and ripoffs throughout its lifespan, and Piggy is no exception. Some of these at best are mediocre, and at worst, the most terrible gaming experience that you will ever witness on the planet. But just how terrible are these Piggy clones, and why are they even allowed to exist on the App Store to begin with? Well, here at Funny Fart Corporations, I'm going to be trying our best to answer that question for you, and see if we can figure out why they even exist. So today, in this video, we're going to be exploring terrible Piggy clones 3D. And out of all the games that we're going to be playing in this video, this has definitely got to be the worst of the bunch. And you'll see why in a minute. Off with the story. You have been kidnapped by an evil pig. To get out, you need to collect 6 keys and find the door. Good luck. Not sure why a door needs 6 keyholes, but whatever. In my first playthrough, I spawned next to a key, and I tried to get it, and I died. I respawned and died. I respawned again and died. So as it turns out, this game is, what a surprise, really, really bad. Oh god, I think I'm about to die. Oh, this is it. Wait, what? The layout of the map is one hallway with many rooms, with the only place that leads to the exit. The monster is, yeah, not good. Monster moves in a really janky way, and Piggy seems to suffer from stage 3 dementia, because every time I open a door, and she's just about to get me, she just kinda— Next game we're gonna be playing is Piggy Mall 2. At first glance, it looks promising. With a 2.3 ratings that make up a 4.4 on the App Store. Several game modes that you could play, and next generation dress physics. So what's not to like about this game? Well, a lot. First off, this game completely bombards you with ads. Click on a button, ad. Win the game, ad. Lose the game, well, I'm very sorry, but you're gonna get an ad. There was even one point where I got an ad about a Friday Night Funkin' ripoff and a pregnancy test thingy. Yes, game, I am woman in dire need of playing FNF and getting a pregnancy test. Thank you for your condolences. The gameplay is about collecting random coins with a timer on the top of the screen. There's not any monsters to hide from, it's just collecting coins. You can play as either Piggy or Zizzy, which doesn't really change anything up. You are in third person, and your FOV is really low. Like, we're talking Black Ops 2 on the couch Xbox low. The 2 game modes include Jump Scare, which I have no idea what is about. There's this illusion thing where you're supposed to be hypnotized, and then you die? I couldn't even tell if it was an ad, because this is clearly gameplay footage. You can see the cursor right here. And then there's Call Simulation, which takes place at 3 AM, where you call Zizzy. Nothing really happens though, the gameplay is just waiting until Zizzy picks up, but I just usually hang up though. And that's it. No, I'm serious, that's the entire game. Overall, this game feels and plays like a literal fever dream. And there's nothing really interesting about it. It's just collecting coins and going to be playing is Bunny Chapter 1. In this game, you play the house map and Piggy, but with a few modifications as well as Bunny. Looking at the App Store, the game has 66 ratings that rounds up to a 3.9. And one of the best reviews that I've ever seen says I was tired of playing it after so much. Oh really? What does this mean? So after signing my soul to God himself, I get to play this game. Last game we're going to be playing is Piggy SLN mod, where Bunny, Zizzy, and Nerd are enjoying their time in a camp when suddenly Siren Head appears. You need to go into the camp and find rocket launchers to give to your friends in order to kill him. I mean, Siren Head could just kill any of us at any time, but we have plot armor, so he's unable to move anywhere. There's this little dialogue where everyone says they're gonna help you out, but when the game starts, they just stand there and ask for explosives. Very helpful, guys. This game has a wave system, where when the wave starts, spooky monsters come out and try to kill you, like Cartoon Cat, Infected Piggy, and Giraffe. Only a half of them climb up hills and the monsters just kind of stand there. Also, if the monsters get close enough, I can stand on their heads and they can't really do anything. 10 out of 10 AI. Eventually, when you find all the rocket launchers, you have to give it to all 3 of them because they're stupid. I mean, seriously, I gave you the rocket launcher. Why do you want to wait for everyone to just shoot him? Of course, you need to get the weapons by finding keys and fire extinguishers. Of course, while you're getting invaded by monsters, and you need to eat every 2 nanoseconds. For some reason, despite owning this camp, we decided to lock every door. How did these guys survive for as long as they did? Once I gave everyone the rocket launchers, we killed Siren Head with a 12-year-old fanfic level dialogue. You know what, I'm just gonna get Tara to read this stuff.
You attacked the wrong camp, fool! We will teach you a lesson you'll never forget! Make your last wish, you stupid little monster! Hey, Black Cat, you ready to shoot? Just give us the sign!
Beatbox by Verbal Ace.
F is for fire that I'm gonna burn with. U is for you're going down.